Hi, everybody. Colin here with the wonderful and talented Billy from the Best in Tabletop Network. We've got a great game to walk you through. I had a chance to have my buddy Noah over. I played some Craftworld Eldar into Noah's Tau. It was a fantastic game. We got it recorded. I thought, hey, let's do a battle report. But we already had Noah on. I thought, why not have always learning, always filled with questions, Billy on to kind of, help me through the game here. Ask me the questions that he wants to know and see what we can't learn about this fantastic Craftworld Eldar versus Tau matchup. Doesn't that sound fun, Billy?
I have been looking forward to it all day. And looking at the board, I have all sorts of questions, and I'm eager to learn about how this goes.
Well, we're going to start with two relatively unfortunate disclaimers. One of which is I can't buy 40K models, and I'm not willing to use 3D printed ones. I'll kit bash. I got no problems with that, but I don't use 3D printed models. So the fact that you can't buy a bunch of Eldar things right now is a problem for me. So there are unfortunately a few proxies on the board while we sort that out. So we'll talk that through. The other thing I wanted you guys to know is whatever we did, the incredible amount of work we did to improve our resolution in the most recent battle reports that makes it look crisp and amazing. I don't know what happened to this one. It doesn't appear to have that. It's almost like it's from the before time. So I'm sorry that our potato video is the best that we have here, but I'm going to do everything I can to be entertaining and amusing and informative to make up for the video quality. Fair enough? All right. So as we get rolling here, I'm going to walk you through what's on the screen here, and then we'll go ahead and hit the play button. So over here on the left is a somewhat proxy Craftworld Eldar army. I'm playing Ulthwe. Ulthwe, it's just the best for a whole bunch of reasons. And this is the mission where you have 5 objectives, and the deployment line is like so.
It's the one with bombs, right?
Yes, it's one with bombs where nobody actually ever places a bomb. That's exactly right. Okay, so over here, this is before redeploy has happened. I have 5 Rangers here. What are they doing? Well, they're making sure that he doesn't redeploy up closer to me. I also have a unit of 5 Rangers. It's really hard to see the angle here, but there's actually 5 2-inch spread Rangers right about here. The gap here is very large, but that's just because of the angle of the camera compared to the angle of the building. I promise that we measured it a bunch of times. This was my first deployment, and because Tau have so much redeploy, and he's got Ghost Keels in his list, Billy, Ghost Keels get to deploy forward. And so I didn't want the Ghost Keels basically getting to shoot up my stuff for free on the first turn. So I threw down the Ranger unit here. He then put this Ghost Keel up here. We'll talk about why it looks like not a Ghost Keel here in a second. And then over here, I put more Rangers out to kind of hold him back. That basically held him back with those 2 Ranger units. And then I threw the 3rd unit of Rangers right over here. I have a bunch of stuff on the table here. I have 5 Warp Spiders in Deep Strike. I have a large unit of Warp Spiders behind this wall here, as well as some Banshees. I have a Fire Dragon and Banshee Wave Serpent right here. There's a Farseer here. There's a Warlock here. There's a Farseer here. And there's Eldrad and another Warlock. Up here, we've got the Incarn, who is pretending to be the Avatar. I do actually have an Avatar. It's just that it's being painted. And until that's painted, I thought, roughly the same size and base as the Incarn. And also, I love the Incarn, and I never get to play with them. So I thought the Incarn could pretend for today. And I know this looks very, very clearly like 2 Night Spinners. It is, in fact, not 2 Night Spinners. It is 2 Fire Prisms. I borrowed Fire Prisms for the tournament I went to. I had to give them back. I still can't buy them. I've started kit bashing them. I don't know what to tell you. You can't get them.
The pain is real. I am lucky that I have the very old metal ones with the solid metal prism on plastic everything else. And let me tell you about miserable models.
I do have one of those. I might have to hobby it up at this point. Things are getting dire. Hey, if you're selling Eldar stuff, let me know. Okay. Now, also kit bashed heavily is Noah's army. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the play button and let us start doing redeploys and stuff so that we can kind of get rolling here. But Noah's army is heavily kit bashed, so it'll be a little bit hard for you guys, but it's pretty darn neat. Up here in the upper right is one of the suit commanders. And you can see he's given him giant wings. It's kind of a Tyranid It's like a robo-dinosaur situation going on up here. There's a unit of 3 suits here and another unit of 3 suits. This is a unit of fire warriors in front of that. Here's another suit commander right here. This is more suits. This right here, that's a Riptide. Is that a Riptide? No, I'm sorry, that's a Devilfish. Here's the other Devilfish. Here's the Riptide down here. And then there's a Ghost Keel here and a Ghost Keel here that's getting redeployed back from right here where it was before. So this list is Borkham, and it basically has 2 Ghost Keels, 2 Devilfish with dudes inside of it, and then a bunch of suits, 2 suit commanders, and a Riptide. I'm actually super unimpressed with Riptides, just pretty much in general. However, it's the only long-range, really effective shooting he has at dealing with the Wave Serpent and the Fire Prisms. And so most of my first turn, you can see me here, I'm looking all over the place. We've determined that I'm going first, and I'm deciding if I want to redeploy. He's redeployed back. He had a Riptide right here that he pulled back. I'm sorry, a Ghost Keel that he pulled back. And then he put, I think, 10 dudes in Deep Strike and just kind of called it a day. And then moved these guys over here to kind of try to block up a little bit of a pathway there.
Who is going first in this one?
I am going to go first.
Okay.
And I'm doing Fate dice right now. And you can see I rolled 2 6s of my 7 dice. And so what's the first thing that I did? Well, I put those 2 6s aside. Said, okay, what do I do with the rest of my Fate dice? Borkhan's a little bit tricky there because if he ignores my invul, it just doesn't matter. But because that's only on 1 gun, I don't actually value it that much, Billy. Like, maybe it kills something, but like, if dice are going to beat you, dice are going to beat you, right? There's only so much I can do about that.
Right, and he's not using a Storm Surge where, there's a clear right answer on that. So
exactly right. So you can see I've got myself a charge, a psychic, a hit, and 2 saves. I have 11 CP, which is an offensive amount of CP that this particular Elder list started with.
I'm jealous. Mine have been starting with 5 or 6, but then I am greedy and not as good at the game, so I need to cut corners. You don't.
Well, I think that you can just take a battalion, Billy. I really do. Now, especially with Shadow Weavers basically losing their value, I don't think you need more than 3 heavy support. And in a battalion, not counting Warlocks, you get 6 elites, which is plenty. So the list I took this last week into our RTT had 8 elite choices in its battalion.
Because of the Warlocks. Yeah.
Because of the Warlocks, exactly right. Now, I do cheat here, just to get this out there. It doesn't affect the game, but I measured this badly for these Rangers. What these Rangers are doing is they're moving forward full movement. I'm going to Will of Asuryan. They are actioning, because I have the Ranger secondary, and they're going to Will of Asuryan, and then I'm going to shoot with them, and then battle focus 6 with the strat, and that should put them into my opponent's deployment zone. It actually does not, and we don't know how pre-game I measured it wrong. Okay. But we figured whatever, Colin probably could have done it, and it would have been fine.
Right.
So this looks weird, but can you quicken them with that?
I don't see why not. You can't shoot and quicken.
No, but
you could just quicken them.
But you could action and then quicken them, and they'd go 13. They'd go 7 and then 13. Right? Because you get to advance and quicken now.
Are you allowed to advance in action?
Oh no, you're not. So you'd go. So you'd 14. Go 7 and 7, basically.
Yeah, 14.
That's interesting, though. That's another way to. I'm going 7 and 6, so it's similar.
Yeah.
This is the that's the Will of Asuryan Warlock, making sure, or Farseer, making sure he's within 18. Helpful tip: almost every power is 18 inches for Eldar. Ghostwalk's 12, but every other power I play with is 18, which is nice. This is the Warp Spider advancing up behind the wall. Now, this is a little bit funny, Billy, because I'm measuring this. These suits can actually go with his... he has an ability to make them advance 8, I think. If he does that, he can actually touch this wall. Oh, we didn't talk about this. This train looks crazy because we're imitating GW train. Yeah. Was that obvious? Okay.
I intuited it, but yes, probably best to state.
So yeah, I should have said that. So this building down here is a big square ruin that you can touch and see through. So is this. So is this. So is this. They're all actually the same size for the purpose of what we're doing. This is a ruin wall, and then in the corners here, these are forests.
Do the GW terrains have visibility through those walls?
Yeah, because they're not solid at all.
Okay.
Is my understanding. I haven't played on GW terrain yet, but that's the case. So I had a really interesting decision down here on the left, Billy, where the fire prisms I could have moved this fire prism up to here, and actually seen this,
right?
Or I move the other fire prism down to here, and I see the Riptide. Those are the options. The Riptide's -1 to be shot. I'm actually going back and forth with Noah, talking about the right way to do it. I decided to go up this way because I realized that with the drones around the Riptide, I'm not going to kill the Riptide. I'm not going to flip all to it, and then he's just going to spend a stratagem to blow it up, blow up a drone and save it if I do get through, and then further, he's just going to do an active top profile, and then he's going to shoot my fire prism.
Sounds unpleasant around the board.
I don't like any of it. No. So I moved it up here. It is within 12. This is a long 12, hard to see on the screen here, but this is 12 from the other fire prism. My thought is I probably don't kill the ghost keel, but hey, I got to start killing drones, right?
Right.
All right. So this is the backup unit of Rangers that should be in Deep Strike, Billy.
I was going to ask you about that, how you were planning on getting all the way over. Yeah.
Complete mistake. This unit of proxied guardians here is before I found all my other warp spiders that I've sourced. That is a big unit of 9 warp spiders that is going to be a big part of this game.
I've heard you singing their praises, and I look forward to seeing large blocks of warp spiders.
Yep. So here's the idea. He can move his suits up and touch this wall if he wants. I've moved the warp spiders behind it, touching some of them into the forest, and then I'm going to give them fortune, and I'm going to give them protect.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. And actually, I don't think I give them protect. Maybe I do. We'll see. I don't remember.
What do his suits? What weapons do they have?
Oh, one of them shoots 30 million shots, and the other one's the one that rerolls hits and wins in combat and shooting.
Oh, so it's just 2 suits. This isn't the death ball of 5 suits that have.
Oh, no. He's got little units of 3 suits, but they're all plasma and burst cannons. I think they're called. They're not. No, there's no indirect fire. There's a little bit of SMS on the Devilfish, but in general, this is post data slate, so neither of us really have indirect fire.
Okay. So there's a world where your warp spiders live, even if he does. Some of them, even if he does commit the suits up to touch that wall.
No, they're not going to. I don't think they will die. They have a 5-up invul. I have 2 6s ready to go. They have fortune on them. I'll LFR them. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think he'll kill them all. In fact, I think what will happen is he will sacrifice his suit unit to kill half of a warp spider unit, and I'm completely fine with that.
Especially because then the avatar could, if it wanted to, walk up and introduce itself to some suits.
Exactly right. So you saw the Rangers up there shoot in battle focus forward to get into his deployment zone. This is where we realized that they're not in his deployment zone and just shove them over where they're supposed to be. It looks really suspicious, but it should have worked. And even if it didn't, this is just a practice game with friends, right?
Right. You clearly communicated this is the plan with these guys.
Now, I always take Strangle, pretty much. And so these Rangers had to sacrifice their lives to get Stranglehold. Or they could have done the same job. The other thing these Rangers could have done that was super interesting is they could have actually easily made a charge into this Devilfish. Devilfish can't use their get out strat after movement if they're falling back. There's just like a trick there. So that would have really harshed his movement for his army. But it costs me Strangle,
right? Which
I don't want. And it also, that unit isn't so close that it's going to be a problem for me. I don't think. So I just put the Rangers in the middle of the table, touching terrain and the objective, and thought, at least this way he's got to do something against them, right?
Just be annoying, be in the way.
Exactly right. Now, my turns, I pretty much wrapped up. I shot the Fire Prism into the Ghost Keel, and as expected, the drones from the Ghost Keel are gone, but the Ghost Keel remains. It's true.
Indeed.
I did not use the battle focus on the Fire Prism up here. The reason for that is it is literally touching the forest.
Okay.
Which makes the battle focus rough unless you use the 6-inch strat.
Right.
And I only get once a game battle focus on the Fire Prism. My thought is I have 2 6s that I'm sitting on, and he's in a forest, and the only thing that can shoot him is 1 Ghost Keel.
Yeah.
So he is completely safe.
And you also did a yo-yo trick with one of your casters to mental interrogation based on.
I did. I didn't see myself do that, but I did. So I have 2 warlocks on bike. One of them has Protect Jinx, the other one has Quickening Restrain. So what you do is you throw the one with Protect Jinx out. He goes, whatever, 22 inches, 26 if you give him the Sunstorm. And then you make sure he's 24 inches from the guy you want to interrogate. You then interrogate, hey, it's at +1, pretty easy to cast. Then once he's done, the other guy, you throw a Fate Die 6 on it. That's what I did to make sure I get the power. 6 + 1 is a 7. That's an auto cast. Now you've quickened that Warlock who was way out there hanging in the wind. You quicken him back to safety. That is mandatory. That 120 points is in every Eldar list I do now. Secondaries are really hard to choose. Knowing that you can just do Psychic Interrogation or Dark Ritual or Warp Ritual every game is a really big deal. I don't give them Sunstorm anymore because that's not their job anymore. I give one of them Weeping Stones just because I like it. But in general, that's just what they do. And in some games, you don't need that because the army comes towards you. Great. Use Protect Jinx, smite with the other guy. Fine. Right. But you basically need a caster that's just going to Psychic Action every turn. And so for me, that's the Quicken guy if you're close, and it's the Protect Jinx guy if you're farther away, and then the Quicken guy brings them back. Also, it gets Doom across the table. So your Farseer goes 20, Doom something, and then you bring him back 20, 22. But because you can also, the Farseer can also do Doom, can Psychic Action, can spend a CP, and then Doom. So you can actually do both things with him.
That is a wonderful answer to a question I asked on the Discord. Sales job. Join the Discord.
Join if they went to patreon.com/bestintabletop. That Discord, Billy?
That one where literally the best conversations on the internet about 40K. Who's shooting what? These are a bunch of dudes who got out.
I believe that this is literally Kroot and Suits picking up. It's Suits and Kroot and more Suits picking up Rangers. So they didn't have much chance there.
No.
But I wanted Strangle.
You didn't give him anything else to really do this turn, right?
No, there's nothing for him to do. And especially because I didn't bring the Fire Prism down over here. Because of that, he moved his Riptide all the way forward. He's got nothing. He can't see anything.
Right.
An important note, though, is that the Rangers getting Stranglehold, I got 10 secondary points on the first turn of the game. I got 4 for the Ranger action. I got 3 for Psychic Interrogation and 3 for Strangle. That's an incredible first turn of 40K. That's about as good as you can do. We're into top of 2 now. You can see it's updated at the top of the screen. I have 2 6s. I have a Psychic, I have a Charge, and I have a Wound. This Charge is super sassy. Oh, it's so sassy. I've got Warp Spiders coming in. I can make them OBSEC.
Ooh.
So
this is a trick I want to see,
So and I don't remember if I do the trick, but that's what I can tell you that's what I think I'm going to do. The trick is basically you make anything. Dire Avengers, Warp Spiders, anything that shoot really well. Fire Dragons. You make anything you want come in from Deep Strike and shoot super good. And you give them Guide if you want to. Like just really go to town on them. And then shoot up the crap out of something. And then throw Will of Asuryan on them to make them OBSEC and nail an auto 9-inch charge with Ghostwalk. Yeah. And then it's like, I shot all this stuff, and by the way, I also nailed my Deep Strike Charge to steal your objective. And I love that. Dire Avengers do it really well, but unless you're playing the Hail of Doom list, Billy, I think that there's just better Aspect Warriors than Dire Avengers to take.
Well, like Warp Spiders. Yeah, you have been writing love letters to Warp Spiders for several days now, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Right. Now, I know that movement was ridiculous on the Fire Prisms, folks. They moved 16. The Fire Prism is basically a different one it can now see. This is how the Fire Prisms work usually for me. So a different one's now pointing out. He's in the forest. The tip of his gun can see this Riptide that has a little bit of drones around it. I've also put this Wave Serpent 18 out. That is a really interesting play, Billy. I want him to bring all of the shooting into this Wave Serpent. That's what I want.
So you're just baiting him out there.
A little bit. That Wave Serpent is full, so it's a little bit of a pucker situation. But I want to use my small arms fire from the Wave Serpent to try to kill a drone or two. I also want to bring in Warp Spiders and try to kill the drones. Right? And then that way, after the drones are dead, I actually think that the Fire Prisms will easily pick up the Riptide in one go. But if that plan doesn't work, for whatever reason, if that plan doesn't work, then I need to be able to survive him coming back at me. Wave Serpents are sneaky durable. So my thought is, I can LFR it. I have 2 6s on saves for it. It's got a 5-up invul. It's got transhuman. He's not going to be able to charge it. My thought is, if it dies, because he doesn't have a lot of indirect fire, if it dies, he won't have shooting left to kill the guys inside of it. And if he doesn't, the guys inside of it to deploy right here, and on the next turn choose excessive violence.
And what's inside that is 2 Banshee squads?
No, it's a Banshee squad and a Fire Dragon squad.
Right.
The other Banshee squad is holding the objective right here, which is a really sad job for them. I've since changed my list to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay.
So this is me deciding to move the Avatar up. And the reason for that is I've given him a threat here that his army has to focus on. And so what I'm hoping is that by putting the Avatar up here in an easy next turn charge to his deployment, to his core deployment, I'm hoping that all of this will come there, all of this will come here, and I'll just keep playing the mission.
Right.
That's where I'm at. Now he took the Tau thing Khaine. He took the one for late game, not for early game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So his plan was to hang back and just kind of shoot at me and try to lessen my tools early, and then take the board on 3, 4, 5. That was his plan. All the measuring you're seeing up here is that he removed his Ghost Keel from the table last turn. It's going to come back next turn. I don't want it to come back and have visibility on important things like Warp Spiders, who I didn't do anything with this turn because nothing's in range of them.
Right.
They're right here. Their range, if I want to escape, is 24. Their range, if I want to risk it and let them be around, is 30 because of advance. Now here, I mess this up a little bit. I value the Stranglehold because I don't have it over being able to kill drones.
Right.
If I had put all the Fire Dragons down here and I dumped them all into this Riptide, all the drones die. And I think that maybe is a better play, but it just didn't work out. So I'm guessing
the Fire Dragons or the Warp Spiders?
Those are Warp Spiders.
Yeah, sorry, you said Fire Dragons.
Well, they're Warp Spiders, Billy.
That's what I thought.
Right?
I agree.
It makes more sense.
It certainly does, and it's also what you had said earlier.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of casting happening here. That's Della Bilial up on the Avatar up there is what that card says. That's Fortune. Guide on the...
I'm stealing that.
Guide is on the Warp Spiders down south. That face down card is Protect on the... Is it Protect? I don't remember. No, I don't remember what it is. I'm sorry. It doesn't. I'm not sure what it is because I'm sure I also bounced the Warlocks out to get Psychic Interrogation. So I'm not sure. Or maybe I didn't do that this turn. It's possible. We'll see here in a moment because the points will update. You can see that I got an 8 at the beginning of turn 2, so I'm sitting at 18. Noah didn't get decisive action because that's 3, 4, and 5 for Tau. He R&D'd on the first turn, obviously. Obviously, he didn't assassinate on the first turn. So I think the way that Eldar win is that they pummel you while being ahead on points. I think that's how they win, personally. Because they actually play the mission very, very well. So at this moment, especially with the Fire Prisms, I actually personally think that Noah has to come at me hard. Or I'm not ever gonna engage closer than I have right now.
Yeah, and so that was my thing, like with the Fire Prisms, and you actually have better long-range shooting than he does, so his plan to Khaine late game is interesting.
Yeah, it is. And I actually think a long-range shooting threat is an important element for a list, because it does say you have to come on. Come on, you gotta come. You're not gonna hang back there. I have better deep strike than you, I have better speed than you, I have better psychic power, it's not gonna work out. Now, what we're seeing here is a bunch of shooting. The Fire Dragons, the Warp Spiders, split their fire between the Riptide and the drones that are there and the suits that are there, because Warp Spiders real good at killing drones. And I want to clear as many drones as I can so that when the Fire Prisms and the Fire Dragons and the Warps and the Avatars start doing their work, there's not a ton of drones. Because of needing Stranglehold, it ended up that these guys had to shoot the Kroot, these guys had to shoot here, and only he got to shoot down here.
Okay.
And that felt bad. It was not the way I should have played my turn, I don't think.
Did he have OBSEC down in his bottom right objective? Because the Will of Asuryan play, if you're just OBSECing those warp spiders, wouldn't you grab that objective for Strangle?
Yes, and I don't remember why I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't think they have. I think I failed Will of Asuryan, I think is what the problem is.
Then this play makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. All right. So shooting's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. Oh, yep, there you go. Looks like the Warp Spider play was fine. That was the Riptide getting picked up by one Fire Prism. It does appear that I used the hit and the wound fate die that I had saved up. The wound, Billy.
Yes.
So if you think about it, right? If you have a hit die, that means you're hitting you're hitting one to 4 times on 3s. Frankly, he wasn't in the forest anymore, and then you're wounding on 2s because I'm strength 14 to his T7, and you have an Ulthwe reroll. So it's it's a lot for the Riptide to handle. And I actually do so. I remember now. I actually do so much damage that he doesn't use a drone blow up. Like, there's one drone ready to take it to the face, and it didn't matter.
Oh, you just did enough wounds that
I think I did 4 for 4 is what happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did, because those last 3 dice was a 5, a 3, and a 2, and I wound on 2, so that makes sense. Now, what Noah really messed up here, okay, is it's now top of 3. It's now off to me. Oh no, I'm sorry. I made the charge into the Kroot. Yeah, right. That's right. And the Kroot, one Kroot lives. He makes a morale test and he leaves. I don't know if I remember that they're guided in combat there. That might have been a tiny misplay. It didn't matter, but I didn't see myself reroll.
Because that Exarch is surprisingly punchy if you tool them up for it.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he has the relic. He might though. Okay. I don't remember. I don't actually value that relic that much. I mean, it's neat, but he only has 4 attacks, which is like weak sauce attack numbers compared to other Exarchs.
True.
All right, so we're now headed to bottom of 2. I have warp. Okay, so my thought is great. This is going wonderfully. I killed the Riptide. Great, right? I tried to do some. I have the Avatar moving up here. He is move blocking the Avatar so hard with this Devilfish. Just so hard. He's just like, and there's even the dude still in here. He's just like, whatever, here I am. And then down here, he's trying to figure out how much he can bring into the Wave Serpent. Because Noah's perception here is that he's actually in trouble. Because this play got me Strangle again. So now, it looks like I didn't Psychic Interrogate that turn. Oh no, I didn't. I did the 2-point Ranger. Yes, that's right. Because I forgot to Deep Strike Rangers, as you pointed out. I am Ranger actioning from these guys right here every turn.
Okay.
Which is not that exciting because they're only getting 2 points a turn. I mean, I got 4 points on the first turn. So it's still, what is that? 12 points. It doesn't suck. But I only got 2 there. So I got 2, 3, and 3 is what happened for another 8. So I'm sitting on a 26. Noah gets in on primary, doesn't have any on secondary yet. Going into bottom of 2, he's down by 20.
Yeah.
So his perception is, I have to go ham. If I can kill the serpent and the things inside of it, is his hope. And he wants to stop the Avatar. What do you think, Billy? Do you think he has the firepower to do both of those things?
Well, it's a little hard because he has beautiful dinosaur Tau.
Let me tell you what they are again.
Yeah.
How about that? This is a Devilfish.
Yeah.
This is the 3 million shot. No, it's not. That's that's not the 3 million shot guy. That's the other one, the reroll hits and wins guy. The 3 million shot guy is now down here, and then with a 3 of suits and a Devilfish and the breachers from the Devilfish is what all this is.
I mean, I can see a world where he kills the Wave Serpent, but if there's fortune on that Avatar is gonna
dollar bill, y'all.
That thing is about as unkillable as big models get in this game.
Mo Bunny. Yeah, he's dope.
I love him.
So the majority of this turn is Noah shooting at me, and it's going to be impossible for us to track because it's going to be so much die rolling. So we'll see how it goes. But there you can see the suits getting ready. There's a ghost keel up there they can see. There's a ghost keel right here at the bottom of the screen that you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a ghost keel here,
Right.
and a ghost keel here. This is a devilfish, suits, suit commander, bro, ethereal.
Okay.
And then this is breachers, riptide. You're right. It's a little hard with the and this is just dudes holding an objective is all this is.
Gotcha. But he's ignoring these warp spiders that are just sitting there in the middle.
He's not ignoring them. A bunch of his shooting down here in the south is touching the building.
Okay, so if they get the wave serpent, they can then redirect them.
This is his primary plan, is the extra shooting from the suits that isn't plasma.
Okay.
Going into the warp spiders. Now, I think a mistake Noah has made here is that 3 up, 5 up is actually weirdly tough.
Mm-hmm.
So he's presuming that like garbage extra shooting is going to kill what is effectively better than a vanilla Space Marine.
Right.
Right? Like I understand that they're not tanky, but it's still a 3 up, 5 up, and I think his burst cannons don't even have AP.
Yeah, and if you have the CP to morale them if necessary, like that's staying on that objective.
Right, exactly. The Wave Serpent is going to get LFR'd right now. It didn't get LFR'd earlier because of how many marker lights it has on it, but now it matters. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I wait till it's actually necessary because the first 2 things that shoot don't care because everything in his army has velocity trackers, and my army sure likes to fly.
Yeah.
Or target lock or whatever it is.
The thing that makes him better against fly.
Yeah, velocity tracker. If you guys missed it there, I'm just making saves on the Fire Prism. I've used 1 Fate die because I had 1 big attack that came in that I threw a 6 on. But I'm going to LFR it. I'm going to let him hit it one worse. I'm taking a bunch of little damage here, but the big damage isn't getting in. Frankly, he's not rolling well enough to wound. Like there, he got nothing because he wasn't strength 7 on that shooting just now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I don't know the math, and I don't care. I don't know the math. Whether Noah should have killed that Wave Serpent or not this turn, and I'm not going to tell you if he does. But whether or not he should, with math, simply does not matter. What do you think of that, Billy?
I want you to expand on it because I can think of like 2 or 3 reasons why.
Okay. Average damage output matters, right? It does.
Yes.
But the reality is, his damage, if you're making, let me say this completely differently. If you're making a game plan for the turn, right? I like to make a game plan where I'm overdoing it.
Right.
I need to accomplish A, B, and C, and I'm going to double my efforts into each of those to make sure that all 3 of them happen. If you're just going into a turn and you're saying, my shooting up here is going to kill the Avatar, and my shooting down here is going to kill the Wave Serpent, or else, that's okay, but you need to understand that you're in an or else situation, because no matter what the math is, it's not for sure that he kills either of them.
Right.
Right? The math isn't conclusive in either situation.
Well, and a lot of people do, this is what happens on average dice rolls, forgetting that half of the time you don't live up to average.
Right. Well, in theory, you could never roll average. You could always roll over or under average.
But yeah, no, and Wave Serpents, like you said, they just have a lot of little pieces of their survivability that come together that make them. You have put 2 of the most annoying to kill things in the Eldar army right in front of him and asked him to try.
This is me taking fortune saves on my Avatar, by the way.
Mm.
This D20 here says 6 on it or something. That's the Wave Serpent. This white die is the Avatar, who's now down to 5.
Okay.
He is down to 5 after all of that tower shooting shot him up there.
Yeah.
He's done. He's at 5. He's degraded 1 time, and he's here. And it's weird. It's weird what a problem he is with 5 wounds left. It's weird. Like, it doesn't sound like very many wounds, but it's just enough.
Because
so what's happening? Go ahead.
I was going to say what degrades on him is what he loses 1 attack and a little bit of movement, but he's close enough, and
he only gets to charge the Devilfish anyways.
Right.
After he shoots his beam.
Mm-hmm.
So the funny thing that's happening here is that this extra bullshit shooting that Noah was counting on killing the warp spiders, it's not. I hard roll some pretty impressive saves, but also he gives me a lot of 3-ups.
Yeah.
And I take the first bunch of saves on one guy, and then when he starts doing a bunch of no AP 1 damage shooting, I believe I tank it a bunch on the Exarch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. 5 hits, lose 1 guy. Right? Like 5 wounds, lose 1 guy. Down to 3. So I'm not even taking damage on the Exarch yet. When you're taking damage on your Aspect Warrior units, it's fun to try to figure out when the right time to start taking damage on the Exarch is. Because he can save the whole unit if you do it right. Like, you got 5 guys, and one of them's got 3 wounds. So you actually have 7, you have 8 wounds. 7 wounds. You have 7 wounds. If you take wound 1, wound 2 on the Exarch before taking any other wound, you don't lose anyone in the squad that turn. That may not work out. You might have to lose 1 guy first. Right? Like, it's hard to figure out where to do it, but there's a lot of strategy in it that I did quite well. Okay. He charged the breachers into my Wave Serpent and then snuck them around onto my objective. Super good play by Noah. Okay. Excellent play. I did not see it coming, and it does cause me problems.
Yeah.
So good on Noah, but the Wave Serpent lived with 6 wounds left, 4 wounds left, something like that. Avatar lived with 5 wounds left. Boy, is that a bad turn for Noah.
Yeah.
Even worse than either of those, there's warp spiders standing in the middle of objective, and there's 3 of them alive, which means they can't fail around.
Mm-hmm. And there's all the chewy bits inside the Wave Serpent ready to say hi next turn.
Right. So it's now top of 3, and I'm getting ready. Oh, I can feel it. It's go time. You've watched me play a bunch of games, Billy. I'm sure you can appreciate that. That's basically how I play 40K. I'm going to play KG with you and play the mission as long as I can, and at some point I'm going to say YOLO, and I'm coming at you. And
you baited him out so that he's exposed.
Yep.
A lot of spaces to hit.
Yep. My favorite thing with this turn is the giant unit of warp spiders is going to get action, which is really fun. By the way, I hope you guys appreciated, Billy, I'll talk to you. Did you appreciate how money the 5 deep striking warp spiders were right there?
Yeah, no, I mean, you're going to table him with the other parts, but even if you didn't do that, that's what's going to win you the mission, is what it looks like.
Exactly right. That 5 unit of warp spiders got Strangle, helped kill the Riptide, and now has taken another objective and cleared his and is just standing there.
Yeah.
And they're still going to get to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's real good. Okay, so because it's go turn, you can see the fire prisms have moved down. I don't want to use the strat this turn. I only have 4 CP. I don't think there's any target over here that I really need to ignore the invuls on. If my shooting with the fire dragons and other stuff does well enough, I can put the fire prisms into the devilfish who doesn't have an invul.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they'll just pick it up, to be perfectly honest. You guys can't see it under the Colin's movement phase, but the Avatar has moved as close as he possibly can to the devilfish. This is the 9 warp spiders. They are within 12 inches of this suit unit. Uh-oh. This is a warlock back here getting ready to psychic interrogation. The rest of my casters are back here. There's still 5 rangers here doing the ranger thing. This is a point when I talk about how great the ranger thing is, Billy. If you do mess it up, you can literally just have a unit stand in the neutral zone and just do it every turn.
Right. Because if you had deep struck them, they come in like right on the midpoint of his short edge, and then they get 4 points. It looks like though. Like that.
Oh yeah, no. If I had this would have been the turn to bring them in, and they would have gotten 4 points for sure. And I would have brought them in if I had them. I would have actually brought them in touching this forest right here.
Okay, that makes
actually
sense.
Probably back here, even if I can do that in his deployment zone, like as far back as I can, because none of this is going to break off to deal with that.
Right.
And I'm hoping that all of this dies.
Yep.
The warp spiders. This push up here is neat, but the important push is down here because this is the bulk of his stuff.
Okay.
That's approaching my castle, basically.
Okay, that makes sense.
That was a CP for fallback and shoot on the Wave Serpent, who is in the middle with the Warlock. This is actually a misplay. I'm here for psychic interrogation. I don't know why I'm not quickening. Oh, because the Farseer is here to do Doom. That's right. The Farseer is going to do Doom on the suits and then get bounced out, and the Warlock remains here. I actually did that hoping that the Warlock would take fire, because the Wave Serpent's at 5 and it's holding the objective.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought by putting them both there, it doubles my chances of getting to keep the objective, because
Mm-hmm.
he can only shoot so many things.
Right.
Ooh, camera's getting good here.
It is.
Lots of. I just gained a CP from Eldrad. One of the reasons I think Eldrad is so amazing is that his third cast with full reroll just means you get an extra CP every turn, because you just cast Fateful Divergence.
The amount better that Ulthwe's casting is than every other Craftworld. You have to play the other Craftworlds after playing Ulthwe to get that feel.
I really have been trying to make BL10 work, and I can't do it. Because while it's good and it's aggressive, that you get like 7 good things with Ulthwe and you get like 4 good things with BL10, and it's just not enough.
Yeah.
Also, Eldrad.
Yeah.
Eldrad's 45 points more than a Farseer. He gets another cast, he gets another power, he gets transhuman, he gets more wounds, he gets more toughness, he gets a better weapon. He gets full rerolls on every cast. He's a lot of value. Because he has full rerolls on every cast, I don't use fate dice on him.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. So the Banshee's moved up, the Serpent is in position. I've got Fire Dragons right here ready to go. I've got Banshees right here ready to go. I've got Banshees right here ready to go. Let's go, right? I'm intending to use all the little caster shooting into the extra Shuriken from them into these stupid breachers and just dumpster them. I'll tell you guys now, I leave one alive, and Noah gets 4 victory points because of it.
Oh.
It's super sad.
Also, you guys have
that was
dinosaur.
the devilfish dying to the fire prison.
Fewer dinosaurs on both sides now. This makes every 12-year-old watching this video sadder.
Well, my dinosaur hasn't died.
I know, but you just killed one.
That's true. You're right.
There can't be that many 40k games with dinosaurs on both sides.
What's happening down in the bottom right-hand corner is these 3 warp spiders that are still alive are just doing the murder to the breachers that are standing here. Just saying, no, you do not get to have an objective. Bye-bye. There they go.
That's true.
And then I didn't realize what a problem this fool is, which is the suit commander. Man, is he a jerk. I think if I had to do this over again, the Banshees would actually all run past the suits here to kill him, because he's just a jerk.
A jerk in that he lives through this, or that he makes them. Is he the one that lets?
Yeah, I can shoot, and he has so much shooting. He's the I think he's the million shot guy, and it's just awful. This is I believe this is the guided. I guess they are probably not guided. Well, no, they are. This is the guided warp spider shooting into the Doom suits up here at the top of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I was -1 strength, so I was wounding on 4s instead of 3s. That helped him a lot, actually.
Yeah. But doomed and guided, so.
Yeah. Ooh, the camera did not do well this game. Sorry about the footage, guys, but I'm hoping you're getting good value out of the what's actually happening. The game is actually, this is actually the most important point in the whole game, what's happening right now. Noah, we're KG back and forth. I'm at 34, he's at 12. I'm winning the primary like crazy. Noah came at me to say, I'm going to stop you, and he didn't. The only response to that is to come out of my corner and haymaker. It's the only response that's appropriate. And if I haymaker wrong, because I'm Eldar, everything dies.
Oh, and those were the warp spiders that have the redeploy?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Oh.
So because I didn't get either Doom or Guide, I don't remember which one, and because I was -1 strength, and because he had so many stupid drones there, I have to settle for only killing every drone in the vicinity in 1 suit.
Okay.
But then they frankly re-teleported themselves over to here, and that's actually a mistake, because this is the guy that redeploys with 1,000,000 shots.
Mm.
And if I just remember that, I can literally just string them around here, and he has no ability to come in and kill them. But I don't do that. And so it's real bad. I will acknowledge that I remember that suit unit being a lot better in this game than it was. It doesn't end it. It's fine. That warp spider unit, I mean. Okay. Then what happens is the avatar shoots his laser beam and hits everything. So that's super fun. That's what's happening right now. Oh, I hit. Wounded.
Wound you.
Exactly right. So I hit the devilfish. I do damage to it. I think I kill another suit. And then I think I just do damage. I can't hit the suit commander here because I can't target him.
Right.
And he's the farthest away. I believe if the suit commander was in the middle of the pack, I could have hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there. I killed another suit with the avatar. The avatar is then going to charge in. The fire dragon shot the Riptide down south. Ghostkeel. They didn't do much. It was actually pretty disappointing. I think that if you have a big turn for the fire dragons, I think they need. This is the auto wounding ones, so I think you need guide to make sure that it's out. But what it comes down to, anyways, is that Tau have a whole bunch of invuls, and they might just make them.
Right.
So it's kind of a little bit frustrating for me. In that the fire dragons just don't get it done, and I leave a little bit more alive than I want to. And so because of that, I charge the fire dragons and all the casters into the fire
the breachers.
Breachers, yeah. Because I feel like all of the attacks together will get it done, and try to get them off the objective. And it also got me extra movement of getting the fire dragons out of the way.
Right. And the banshees have charged everything down there as well.
Yeah, the first unit of banshees came in this way. Wow, Jesus, camera. The camera's choosing violence, people. The first banshee unit came in this way. I actually need to move the camera down so you can see this really well down here. I'll do that before the next game. There's a suit commander and a Ghostkeel and 3 suits right here. And the one unit goes in and touches everything, and then the other unit touches it and it touches the Ghostkeel and the suits. And then up here, the avatar makes his charge into the devilfish.
Right.
I don't think I need to ruin the surprise that the devilfish does not survive that.
I've guided and doomed an avatar in a similar situation just because I hate flubbing. But yeah, that's a dead devilfish.
It sure is. That was me killing the Ghostkeel. I'm sorry. I'm trying to kill the stupid fire warriors. Breachers, excuse me. The one thing that Noah does do that's really sharp is he interrupts with the fire warriors and kill. Oh, no. No, those stupid breachers who weren't in combat, they overwatched the fire dragons and killed 3 of them on the way in.
Oh, that's okay.
That was rude.
Yes.
It was because he's exploding 6s right now because it's Khaine and it's the 3rd turn. That was
okay.
Oh, this is the devilfish exploding and doing mortals to everything in the vicinity up at the top. He does 1 mortal to the avatar, which I feel no pain, and then say, wait, no, he's not Ulthwe, and put his wounds back to 4.
Because he wasn't fortunate.
He's not fortunate. No, not this.
Yeah. Did the explosion kill the last suit that was up there?
It sure did.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Noah.
That's not the way you wanted that to go. So we're actually we're a little out of time here in our actual physical game. Noah had to go to a work meeting, believe it or not. We were playing in the middle of the week. So I'm going to talk about kind of how the game goes from here, rather than us watching it play out. I'm up by quite a bit of points, which means that what Noah has to do is try to table me. That's the only way he's going to score points fast enough. The devilfish died up here, and Noah's response is to bring this suit down here to get assassinate by blowing the crap out of this warlock.
Right.
Which is great. I don't have any problem with that. He kills the wave serpent as well. Also fine. I didn't think he'd kill both, but okay, fine, right? Then the Ghostkeel here fails at killing the avatar, which I could have told you would happen. So the avatar on the next turn charges into the Ghostkeel, kills it, and takes the objective.
Right.
Game, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I have warp spiders. Still right here that he doesn't kill. So I'm holding, going into my next turn, I'm holding 4 objectives. And there's just nothing you can do about that. The Banshee's down here. He's going to pull back this stuff and kill those warp spiders off that objective, but he doesn't kill the Banshees. He can't.
Right.
There's just like I've hit him so hard that there's literally not enough shooting to deal with everything. And the fact that Aspect Warriors have a 5 of Invul gives the army a really janky and weird and funky durability. Have you seen that, Billy, when you play it?
Yes. They take more to die than you would think for Eldar.
Yeah, and then every once in a while not. But mostly yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Noah picks up his suit. He puts it over here. That's a complete gotcha on me. I didn't remember that was going to happen at all. I sacrifice. He does kill all the warp spiders, despite the fact that they're in terrain and fortuned. So that's
all
rude.
the bullets.
All the bullets. The wave serpent dies. This is us talking out basically what's happening because Noah's out of time. He's got to go to a meeting. So this guy just picks up all of them. The problem that he has at this point is that he ends this turn. I don't have this objective anymore, and I don't have this objective. But like, my Rangers are still doing things up here. I still have all of these both these fire prisms, who, by the way, are going to ignore Invul and kill that suit this turn.
Right.
The Wave Serpent's dead. All my casters are alive. There just isn't anything for Noah to do. It's just not enough things, and I'm up by too many points. So we end up talking it through, and I'll just kind of fast forward to the end here.
Yeah, just the action economy, he doesn't have enough to catch up on the points.
Yeah, and he's done a good job killing me. Don't get me wrong. Like the warp spiders are dead, the avatar's low, the wave serpent's dead, the fire dragons are dead. The unit of 5 warp spiders is dead. Like he's killed a bunch of my stuff, but I've brutalized him. And so you can see here that he's pulled his models off the table. I'm just waiting. It's going to show us the final score here in a second. Oh no, it's not. Violence. There it was.
87-42.
All right. So this is the end. Oh no, it was there, and then it wasn't it? I saw it just now. Did you see it too?
I did. I think backwards. Actually.
Backwards, really? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Technology
complicated. So I do want to say a couple things about the score here. That we only get to see if we find the exact frame for it.
Yeah, I think. 87-42.
87-42. Okay, so the reason the score is so huge is because Noah said, late game, I got you.
Right.
And I think that was wrong.
Yeah.
I think that the way that you beat Craftworld Eldar, and I really want to say this, and then I want to hear what you think, Billy, from the games you've played. I think the way that you beat Craftworld Eldar is you YOLO and go at them. I think you got to unga bunga, as Alex has been saying. You need to hit them hard and fast. And if you can get durable close combat into their deployment zone early, do it. Like, you need to get in there and you need to kill things. And if you can't do that, you are not going to beat an army that has Quicken, an army that has Deep Strike, an army that has auto 9 charges out of Deep Strike. Like, you're not going to kill that army by hanging back. How does that resonate with the games that you've played?
It is 100% accurate. It is exactly how I felt in all of them. And if I may plug another part of the Best in Tabletop Network, if you listen to the interview I did with Anthony, especially in the members area, we spend a lot of time talking about that exact point. Both how you put Eldar in a box and how elves in general can get around it. But I completely agree when you said that he picked Khaine instead of Mon-Ka. Like, that's just a misalignment of his role in this matchup. And then you punished him hard for it, and you saw it.
Exactly right. All right. So in our last few minutes, Billy, you want to ask me anything?
Tell me what you've changed in this list going forward.
Okay. I'm not convinced the Avatar is right.
Oh, it makes me sad. I don't disagree, but it makes me sad.
I have 2 versions of this list.
Okay.
One has double Fire Dragon, triple Warp Spider, double Wave Serpent.
Okay.
And one has one, and so basically I lose for adding the Avatar. I basically lose a second. It's not. This math isn't exact, but it's how the list ends up. I lose a unit of Fire Dragons, a unit of Warp Spiders, and a Wave Serpent. That's what I lose to have the Avatar. And I know those points aren't right, but it's just it's literally just the way the list goes. So it's not exactly that. It's in truth, it's some number of warp spiders less than 5, but whatever. So I like the Avatar a lot. Personally, he doesn't fit very well with the way that I'm trying to play. I blasted the RTT last week, and I played a ridiculously MSU version of my army that had no fire prisms and was just no Avatar, and was just like, here's all the aspect warriors. I like that a lot.
Okay.
So I like stuff. The general reasoning of the Avatar is that he's in the game for. I don't think that the Avatar is actually good in the mirror.
Completely agree.
I think the fire prisms have words for the Avatar. And I think, half damage, fine. I'm still going to shoot you, and it's still going to suck. He only has 14 wounds, right? And if Fortune has to go there, it means it's not somewhere else. Like, I don't think he's particularly good in the mirror. What I'm being told is he's really good against Tyranids. I am literally a Tyranid player. So this weekend, I will find out and report back. Because I'm going to do test games. I'm going to test Eldar into Tyranids this weekend.
Yeah, because just in what you were saying about Eldar lose by being bum rushed, that would basically, it's which of those two things? Is it the Avatar or those fire dragons, warp spiders, and wave serpent? Which does the better job of keeping you safe to absorb and repel that attack? Would be my analysis.
Yes, because I think that Tyranids are literally going to line up and run at you if the player knows what they're doing. Because that's the way you beat Eldar with Tyranids. Sorry, it is. So if that's what's going to happen, how are you going to deal with it is the question that everyone has on their docket. And I'll tell you, John Lennon, he thinks that you have to play Hail of Doom. It's your only choice.
It's what he's saying that because that's like what skews the math so that you can answer the question.
It's the only way that you can math the Tyranids hard enough is basically what he says, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
But John doesn't play with warp spiders. And I think the warp spiders are incredibly good into Tyranid warriors. Like, I have undeniable Doom in my list.
Right.
My opinion is that 9 of Leviathan Tyranid warriors wants literally nothing to do with being doomed and shot by 10 guided warp spiders. I don't think it survives it, to be perfectly honest. It might. It's a lot of wounds. Like, it might survive it. But is it the invul turn? Does it have catalyst? Like, there's a lot of other questions.
Yeah.
But the Tyranid warrior bricks, but also the Maleceptor. Killing the Maleceptor quickly is a big deal. And I don't know that the Avatar actually helps with either of those problems.
That makes sense.
I don't know. I could tell you that I'm getting mixed responses on that. So so I don't know. Avatar or not is the big decision I have to decide on. But other than that, I love this list. Oh God, do I love this list. It's really fun. It plays the mission great. It beats the hell out of your opponent. The big unit of warp spiders is an incredibly fun piece to work with that basically is like walking up to the table and saying, hey, hi, I'm Colin. We're going to have a really fun time. I just wanted you to know that I'm actually smarter than you are. Yeah. I'm actually smarter than you are, and I've played more 40k than you, and I'm just going to outplay you with these warp spiders so badly that you're not going to kill them. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but people just don't shoot at them because if you play them with a defensive mindset, they're very difficult to deal with. In an RTT game yesterday against Custodes, I went out and picked up 2 units of Sisters of Silence.
Yeah.
And then teleported back. And then the next turn I went up 18 and landed in a GW train and killed the crap out of a giant bike unit, and then just stood there with Protect and Fortune on me. Like, okay, I killed the big unit that had all the Stormbolters. Even if I hadn't, I've got a 2-up save. I actually have a 1-up save. I'm standing here with my 1-up save on my guys that can be -1 to be hit and their Fortune. Like, is that the thing you're going to shoot at? Well, no. Okay, well, if you don't, it's going to move 12 next turn, shoot the crap out of something at 12, and then it's going to charge like 10.
Yeah.
So, pretty darn good. Anywho, so that's my game against Noah. Great game. Noah always does a good game. It helped me a lot because I've only had a few reps into new Tau. And so it was really helpful for me to see different ways that Tau can play. I really, 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 really like this matchup now that the indirect fire nerf has happened.
Yeah.
Because I think that worst case scenario, you take Strangle, Ranger, and Interrogation, or Strangle, R&D, and Interrogation, or recon or banners or recon. Like there's any number of things you can take where you're like, okay, I got all this stuff here. I got it all. I'm just gonna get all these points. You're gonna have to come over here, and it's just so strong. All right. If you guys enjoyed Billy, he's got a show on our network called Best in Tabletop Trophy Triumphs, where he interviews people from our network that win GTs and learns all about them. You can find that on our YouTube. If you enjoyed the Battle Report, there's lots more for you to find. This BitRep is very locatable on our YouTube channel with all of its BitRep friends. I'm trying to practice. I'm not good at saying that yet.
It's a tongue twister.
It is exactly right. So thank you, everybody, and we'll be back posting more of these soon enough. Let us know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe, all the internet things that everybody else tells you to do. If you do them here too, that's very helpful. Thank you, everybody. Bye now.